So I came to the same conclusion as Marcus. Like all the important stuff, like money, records, even books and stuff like that, none of that really is going to change just because everything is digital. So the one thing that wouldn't survive is the fortune cookie industry.
Oh.
So I did a little bit of research on fortune cookies, and every year 3 billion fortune cookies are made.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's a lot of fortune cookies. I also looked up the price. The wholesale price of 350 pack of fortune cookies is $7.80. If you do the math out, that's $66 million worth of fortune cookies every year.
That's
Wow.
absurd.
Just comparatively, what I found out from my research a few weeks ago with the Falcon 9 space shuttle, it costs $62 million to launch a space shuttle into space. So we spend more money on fortune cookies.
We spend more money on a lot of things than going to space. We'll probably spend more money figuring out if Chris is actually 5'5" than going to space.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fortune cookies. And it turns out that most of those fortune cookies are manufactured by just one company, Wonton Food Inc. in New York City.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. Rewind. Whoop, whoop, whoop. New York City.
Yeah, so fortune cookies aren't really a Chinese thing, actually. They're basically just an American thing.
What the fuck?
Actually doesn't surprise me at all, honestly.
Well, it surprises me because even if it was an American thing, we would still have them made in China.
If you go to China, like, no restaurants have fortune cookies at all. It's not a thing there.
Right, but they would make them. Like, it would be at least cyclical.
Actually, I think they tried testing it out in China, and the people were just like, no, this is too American. I don't like this.
I don't like these American papers in my cookies.
So Wonton Food Inc., they manufacture 4.5 million fortune cookies per day.
Yikes.
And then there's another company, it's called Yang's Fortunes. They don't make the cookies, but they print a lot of fortunes, like the actual paper. And these two companies basically just write all of the fortunes in the world, and no other companies do.
Can we write them some strongly worded letters about how fortunes suck nowadays?
They've really definitely gone downhill since I was a kid.
Well, the thing is, up until 2005, it was just one person at each of these companies. So 2 people in the world were writing all the fortunes. And then after that, Wonton Food Inc. started hiring freelance writers. But up until then, it was just 2 people.
Well, you had 2 psychics, I'm assuming, doing the actual fortunes.
Yeah, they got to be legit.
It's got to be exhausting coming up with 4 million individual fortunes each day. You're going to be rubbing that crystal ball down to nothing. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they're just going through too many crystal balls. Because, like, last time, like, you know, you used to get a fortune cookie. It used to be a fortune. It used to be like, next week we'll bring you tidings of lobster. And, like, a lobster would appear on the sidewalk. And you'd be like, oh, hey. And then they kind of segued into, like, sage advice where it's like, don't do unto others what you would have done to you, or you will be done unto them.
What?
And I'm like, okay, at least this feels Chinese and will help my life. And now it's just like, hope you had a great meal. And I'm like, you've robbed me of that experience just now with this fortune cookie.
They do have a database of 15,000 fortunes, so that's, maybe you're just getting unlucky.
I must be, like, it's the reverse lottery where it's just like, you just get served up disappointment.
So fun fact, there are also Mexican versions of the fortune cookie called the Lucky Taco. It's just like a little red taco with a fortune inside. And there's an Italian version called the Lucky Cannoli.
What?
Is it like in the filling?
No, there's no filling. It's just, the filling is the fortune.
It's more like, we ran out of filling for the cannolis. Have a piece of paper.
Yeah, so I wanted to break down the different parts of the actual paper that you get in the fortune cookie. There are 3 main parts. There's the translation, the lucky numbers, and the fortune.
Okay.
So the translation, I think if paper disappeared, we'd lose the translation, and that's really like the best way to learn a language, right?
We would lose the ability to communicate with the Chinese people if we do not have the fortune cookies for reference.
You want to learn one word at a time, and you want to get random words that don't relate to each other at all.
You want to make sure there was absolutely zero context or you'll get too confused.
I actually disagree here completely or agree but not sarcastically, because last time I got fortune cookies, I got 3 fortune cookies, and my 3 translated words were beer, cheap beer. I got beer twice, so they're on the mark. They know what I want.
I got one that taught me how to say disease.
In case you need this for your court filings.
I feel like if I own a Chinese restaurant and someone showed me they got a fortune cookie at my restaurant that showed them how to say disease in Chinese, I would actually be quite upset.
Okay, and then the next component is the lucky numbers. We were talking about the lottery before. It turns out that in 2005, there were 110 people that had won the Powerball because they played the lucky numbers from a fortune cookie.
Do you have any idea what the 110 number compares to?
You mean like out of how many people in the world got fortune cookies?
No, I got how many people won the lottery, so what percentage of lottery winners use the fortune cookie method, and then we can decide if the fortune cookie method is the proper method to play the lottery.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not.
I'm pretty sure the optimal strategy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hope they slip up.
Damn it, forgot to hit random.
I mean, the thing is, if you play the numbers on a fortune cookie, chances are other people did too, and then if you win, you have to split it with them.
That's true.
Well, I imagine no two fortune cookies have the same numbers. Why would they?
Because there are templates. Yeah, so luckily the people that won, they only won second place. I think it was a total of $19 million that they had to pay out. But if they had all won first place, I don't know what they would have done. That would have been way too much money.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say it's 110 people won at the same time on the same numbers?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I just understood like 110 people who played their numbers won the lottery.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
No, 110 at the same time is fucking buck wild. Let's wind up and react to that better.
There was actually like an investigation on it because they thought there was like foul play or something.
Oh my god.
Well, and what that means too is that like we can't know there was only those 110 people too, right?
More people could have gotten the fortune cookies.
Well, and like, there's definitely other people who have won the lottery this way. We need to figure out a way to actually scientifically find out how many people have won the lottery with their fortune cookie lucky numbers.
Okay, you get a fortune cookie, you have to register your numbers.
But you know, it's going to be tough to kind of get this community going, give people registration numbers and track all this when there's no paper left to track.
That's true. It's going to be...
Because we're not going to have any new fortune cookie crime. Also, all scratch-off tickets will disappear. So, well, that's not the lottery. But no, all lottery tickets will disappear. So that's a problem.
Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, I didn't think about that. That's actually like... Well, I mean, it doesn't change things for most people, but...
So I guess it doesn't matter that there's no lucky numbers because there's no lottery to win anyway.
It's like, I'll take the cash option. And they're just like...
Sucker.
Sucker.